Hi guys, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about more about agreement questions in the writing section. In SAT, there are three types of agreement concepts we have to understand. The first is the subject-verb agreement, the one we've learned so far, and the other two are pronoun agreement and noun agreement. And the difference is rather simple. In the subject-verb agreement, you change the verb. For instance, in the sentence, my student live in the city, the subject is singular, my student, so I have to change the verb to lives, and we call this subject-verb agreement. In pronoun agreement, as the name states, we simply change the pronoun. For instance, in the sentence, people must show his or her tickets, the subject is people, plural. Therefore, we have to use a plural pronoun. So instead of using the word his or her, we have to use the word their. Finally, the noun agreement questions, all we have to do is change the number of the noun. For instance, in the sentence, Jack and Mike wanted to be a doctor, the subject is plural and they can become one doctor. So we simply change the singular noun doctor into doctors. Before we move on to the next lesson, please pause the video and check out what the differences are among subject-verb agreement, pronoun agreement, and noun agreement. Unlike the subject-verb agreement, pronoun and noun agreement is very simple, and I'm pretty sure that most of you watching the video are already familiar with the concept. So instead of wasting your time, I just want to talk about two more things regarding pronoun agreement that many students often are confused. As you all know, when using pronoun as a subject, depending on the gender, we would use the word she or he, and for two people or more, we would use the word they. Now, when writing about objects, including animals, in singular, we use the word it, and when writing about animals or things in a plural form, we still use the word they. For example, I saw some tigers. They were large. It's perfectly fine. Now, let's talk about possessive pronoun. Depending on the gender, we would use the word her or his to show possession. For example, this is her car or his car. And when it belongs to two people or more, we will simply use the plural possessive, their. For instance, this is their car. And I think the confusion starts for many students with this word here in the screen, the word its. Using its is rather simple. It's just a singular possessive pronoun. We will use it like this. The tiger was powerful. The tiger's claws were deadly. Now, instead of writing the tiger's claws, because it's a singular object or animal, we simply use the word its. The tiger was powerful. Its claws were deadly. Simple, right? And this brings us to one common diction test in the writing section of the SAT. Its versus its versus its. As you can see in the screen, the first word, its, without any punctuation mark, is a possessive pronoun. While the second one, it apostrophe s, is just another way of writing contraction of it is or sometimes it has. For instance, it's fine. And finally, you'll see the third one often in the answer choices, but understand that this doesn't exist in the English language. Finally, we're going to learn how to use the pronoun one. Now, the pronoun one has many different usages, but for SAT writing, you just have to know one thing. It refers to people in general, and we use it in a sentence like this. Watching TV can improve one's mood, or if one wants to be successful, one must work hard. Remember, there are three types of agreement questions tested in the writing section of the SAT. It's a subject-verb agreement, pronoun agreement, and noun agreement.